Welcome back to my channel, The Candy Guy, where I talk about treats for the sweet tooth. Today, I'm going to talk about Mounds. Let me start off by saying it's been a long time since I've found such a wealth of information on a candy bar and the company that produces it. The Peter Paul Manufacturing Company was created in 1919 by the Armenian immigrant Peter Halajian in 1919. Now, I'm not 100% sure I pronounced the last name correctly. I tried to find out how to pronounce it correctly, but I couldn't. And Peter ran into many complications of people pronouncing it correctly, so he changed his last name legally to Paul. And that's how you have the name for the company, Peter Paul. The Peter Paul Company created the Mounds bar in 1921. And it is very fascinating how this candy bar survived the test of time to be still in existence today. During the Great Depression, risks and big decisions were made to save the Mounds candy bar. The company didn't want to cut and sacrifice the quality of the candy bar, so instead they changed the wrapper from foil to cellophane, which I'm assuming was cheaper. Didn't really confirm that information. And they made the big risky decision to double the amount of candy bar you got in the wrapper. The Mounds bar is actually half the size of this wrapper, I'll show you later. And they upped it to 2 little candy bars in the wrapper. And they kept it at the same price. It was a big risk they took, but it paid off. Then World War II came around, and acquiring ingredients for the Mounds bar got harder and harder. The coconut could no longer be acquired from the Philippines, so they had to get their coconut from the Caribbean. But they had to hire small commercial boats to bypass the German U-boats that were hiding in the Caribbean. It went through a lot to get this Mounds bar to still be in production. The company decided to focus all their attention on the Mounds bar, so they actually cut and discontinued many of their other candy products. The company survived World War II, and production for Mounds bar continued. In 1948, they started trying to introduce new candies to make up for the ones that they had discontinued. And in 1948 was the birth of the Almond Joy. And I've done a video on that one long ago. It was kind of a mess. Check it out if you want. But there is how Peter Paul had the 2 candy bars that are most recognizable today. The Mounds bar and the Almond Joy. After the introduction of the Almond Joy, the 2 bars pretty much shared the same slogans and commercial advertisings. They shared the same slogan in the 1950s of indescribably delicious. Then in the 70s, they shared the same jingle. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Almond Joy has nuts. Mounds don't. Almond Joy has creamy milk chocolate, coconut, and munchy nuts too. Mounds got deep dark chocolate and chewy coconut ooh. I could edit that, but I'm just going to keep it as is. Keep it original. There's a link in the description where I have a link for the actual commercial, one of the commercials of singing the jingle. I'll leave a comment there. Go say hi to me if you want to. I'm going to do that again. It's fun. The last bit of information I want to share with you is that in 1978, Cadbury purchased the Peter Paul Company. And then in 1988, Hershey acquired the company and is to this day producing the Peter Paul products. The wrappers still have Peter Paul on them, but just last year they changed the wrapper and the Peter Paul is now further up on the wrapper where you can barely see it, and before it used to be more visible and up front. There's a picture of one of the older wrappers and some of the other many older wrappers over the years. So here are the little Mounds bars. It used to be one little Mounds bar, I think, for 10 cents before the Great Depression. And then during the Great Depression is when they added 2 and still sold it for 10 cents. If my information was accurate on the price. But they did sell it for the same price. So the Mounds bar is just dark chocolate and shredded coconut. I'm not a big fan of coconut. Never really have been. I don't know why. I don't know, it's a texture or a flavor thing. I kind of like the bar. Probably the dark chocolate's what's winning me over, because I like dark chocolate. But it's a very simple candy bar. Dark chocolate on the outside, shredded coconut on the inside. That's all there is to the candy bar. If you love dark chocolate and coconut, this is definitely a bar for you. I'm enjoying it, surprisingly. Being honest. Thank you for watching this week's video of The Candy Guy. Links for the Penny Candy Store and myself will be in the description of this video. I post videos every Friday, so I shall see you all next Friday. Have a sweet day. Bye.